Hey, welcome back. So we're getting ready to do our actions here. And I just moved my charger to my recording device. So I may have to flip it back and forth, but that's fine. So we got ourselves a pickle. Let's look at this. The game is definitely throwing a challenge at us all of a sudden. This is probably far more people than we could ever possibly kill. And on top of that, we have so many search tokens to uncover. We haven't even discovered one of the 3 tracks we need to get to the hideout. And what else am I missing? We still have one unexplored area here. No, do we need to search everywhere? No, we don't. This is one of those things about these games that can they can be annoying, right? Because I like to search everything. And so, and I'm not saying that we're not going to be able to. It's just, obviously, there's no hard set in stone rule. Now, in order to find these 3 tracks that we need to find, I think we do have to search, right? We got to at least get 3 tracks. So if I get 3 tracks and we get our 3, then I may not necessarily need to search the other stuff, but I think we're going to have to at least search something. Now, with all of this being said, we got ourselves quite the glorious battle here. So, actions. What am I going to do first? What am I going to do second? I'm tempted to start with him and take out the wolf. But then what would I do with the second action? Well, the second action I could, search, right? I can at least do that much. Obviously, Gimli is now in a great place. We thought he was in a crappy place, but he's in a great place. So he's got 3 orcs there to deal with. These 2 obviously need to get into the action, and they have to be in the same physical location as the target. So I'm thinking Bilbo's going to go up to Gimli because Gimli can guard him in case Bilbo starts taking damage. Aragorn, I'm going to assume, can handle his own. And then we got Elena here, who I've already been saying that I'm starting to not like. I don't know if she would be able to take on this, by himself. So, now Legolas would have the ability to shoot 2 spaces away, but he needs to have a skill. Where did that skill go? He can also spend 1 inspiration to move a space without even, he doesn't provoke an attack. So for example, he can move a space to like here and then help Gimli take on those 3. That's not a bad idea either. And then maybe Elena can just try this herself. Here's the other thing, you get to attack twice. So let's do that. Elena's going to go first and we're going to attack the wolf twice. And let's hope it comes out okay. All right, so first thing we're going to do with the attack, and I'm going to just bring it all up to the camera so it's easier for you to see. So 1 success is 2 hits, 2 successes is 3 hits and a pierce. And we can look at the wolf here. It's a warg or something like that, right? Yeah. And so see this little gray here? He has 1 armor. So every time we attack him, we have to spend 1 point of damage to get through the armor, and then the rest of the damage goes to him. So if we do 2 separate attacks, I think the armor is going to replenish itself between, the 2 attacks. Pierce will, of course, ignore that. So let's try this. So we're on her. It's a wit check. It's 3. So let's do 3. Okay, so we got a success, and then we have 2 non-successes, okay? So I'm going to discard this, and that automatically becomes a success. So that would be 2 successes, which would let us do the pierce attack. Now, if I got 1 more success, I can then do both lines, and so I will do that. I will discard this and get 1 more success in. So now I have 3 total. And just as a reminder, the 3, I will spend 2 here, and then 1 there. Okay? So, let's go ahead and attack. And I will go ahead and do the piercing one first, because I'm still struggling with, what is the right way to do this. But I will do pierce, and then 1, 2, 3. And then I think I'm going to just have to hit apply. Yes. Okay. Then it's going to say can enemy attack. And since I still have another attack to do, I'm going to say no. And then I'm going to attack it again. And this time the other hit is 2 hits. And watch, the first one will just remove the armor, and then the second one actually hurts the warg. So now I'm going to hit apply, and this time I will say yes, he can attack. So he is going to do 3 damage to us, and then you can see there it says might negates. So we come back over to her. And we're going to draw 2 cards for might and see that none of these are happening. The cloak here says that before you suffer damage, you can spend an inspiration to prevent it. So we can prevent 1 damage that way, or we can spend an inspiration to prevent it another way. I will prevent the damage, at least as much as I can. And it does say once per test, after you spend inspiration, a nearby hero gains 1. That's her special ability, which isn't bad. So I can give it to Bilbo, who has quite a few, but I'm going to give it to Aragorn, because I want him to be able to get some hits in. And yes, so that means she's taking 2 damage, and it's not face down. So the first one is flip this card face down, and the second one is flip this card face down. So thankfully that worked out. She has 2 out of the 4 damage that would kill her, or at least put her in some bad situation. She still has another action, and I think we're just going to attack again. So we're going to just draw 3 cards. She has no determination anymore, so this is whatever we get, right? So this is nothing. There's a hit, and there's nothing. So we got 1 hit, and once again, if we look at the dagger, it's just going to be 2 hits. It's not going to kill the warg, unfortunately. Now the warg is grayed out here, which means I think it's not going to activate whenever they go. But see, we didn't get the pierce that we were looking for, so we did 2 hits, which is really just 1 hit on it. And we're going to hit apply. And see, it didn't counterattack, right? So it's done. So Elena, once again, is not doing much for us. All right, so now we got Aragorn. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Legolas. I couldn't think of his name. We're going to spend 1, okay, to do a free sprint. And we're going to sprint to here. And so Legolas is going to attack this, and then he's going to attack them, okay? So we're going to attack this first. And let's see what we get. Now, just as a quick reminder, Legolas's ability is once per round, you may spend an inspiration to move a space, which he just did. And it doesn't provoke the enemy. So that's the reason why we're not doing any provoke thing. He does have these rations. At the start of the rally phase, I can spend 1 of these to heal Elena, who's in my space. Just 1 damage, but that's pretty cool. The other one is... Let's see, at the end of the turn, you may discard this skill to gain an inspiration or scout 1. That's his resourceful skill. And then he also has time of need. So if he pulls nothing but blanks, he can turn them all into successes. The great bow itself is this. It does 2 hits with 1 success, 5 hits with 2. No pierce or anything crazy like that. And he uses agility. So we're going to get to draw 4 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And here you can see we have 2 successes. And so before we determine whether he hits or not, or is going to spend any points to do extra hits, remember 2 successes is going to be 5 hits for his bow. We are allowed to look at the hit points. So we can click on this, and you can see if I do 5 hits, I'm going to kill it. So I'm going to just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I don't know if, I only needed 4, but I'm going to put in 5 just in case. I don't know what the app is doing. And I'm going to apply the 5 hits. And when you remove the hungry warg, you or a nearby hero gains an inspiration. So the warg is dead. I'm going to give the inspiration to Legolas, largely because Elena has 0 and she will get 1 for free because of her harp. And her turn's already over. Okay, so I still get another action because that movement was a free thing. And so I'm going to attack the group of 2 that's here, and I'll show you. He's here, so he gets to shoot 1 space away, and he's going to attack them, and they will not get to counterattack because he's not in their space. So this is like a freebie shot here. So again, we're going to draw 4. It's really difficult, it seems, to draw 4 where there was no successes at all, but he has 2 successes and then 2 blanks, okay? So the time of need, in order for us to use it, requires him to have all failures, or just, no successes at all. So we can't do that. So we do have 2 successes. That's 5 hits. That by itself is not bad. And just off camera, I am going to go check this ruffian here. That's the marauder. The ruffians have 5 hit points each. So I would kill one of them. Now, I could put in another success, so I could spend a determination token to get 2 more hits in. It won't kill the ruffian, but why not get 2 more hits in? I mean, that's sort of my thought here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I just got a free inspiration anyways. So I'll spend it, and we're going to do 7 hits, okay? Because the bow is going to be able to hit twice. Anything beyond that, by the way, unless you have a weapon or something, you can't do extra hits. Now, I could play this card. See this where it says strike 2 on the bottom? When you attack, discard to add 2 hits. I can do that, and I can do 2 hits above and beyond what my weapon does if I play strike, have the keyword strike. But right now, I have more determination tokens. I can add even more successes, but I don't have anything to actually spend those successes on. So 3 points of success was all I needed. I can't do anything else. I mean, I could do the strike 2, but I'm not going to. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2. What's interesting is you don't get to pick which of the characters, I guess, takes the damage. The app so far is doing it in a most optimal way anyways. So 7 damage, apply, done. All right, so one of the ruffians is dead. So we got to remove him. And then it's going to ask, can they attack? And the answer is no, they cannot. And so then Legolas is done with his turn. However, he is going to spend immortality, okay? And we're going to do the rest too, and we're going to get rid of those final 2 fear cards that he had. I would like to keep my guys as healthy as possible. I don't want them to get to the point where they're damaged and out of the game. So, so far, we've made short work of at least this one end of the board. Let me move while I'm shuffling. Let me move the camera so you can study the board. So the 2 that are closest to us are the 2 characters we already did, and you can see there's 1 ruffian left. So Aragorn, I was going to move him down this way to help, and now I might not, because is it worth sending Aragorn down here just to eliminate 1 person? So what I could do is I could send Bilbo there, right? Because Bilbo likes being by himself, mostly, and he might be able to take that 1 guy out himself. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to activate Bilbo and go 1, 2, like that. I know I don't have the Guardian thing anymore, which was the original plan, but I think Bilbo might be able to finish it off. So Bilbo has a wit of 4. He's using the same dagger that Alina had. So 1 success is going to be 2 hits. 2 successes will be 3 hits and a pierce. Now that pierce is sort of important because I may want to change my mind here. See, look, these guys have 2 armor, and Bilbo can pierce that. So maybe Bilbo should go after those marauders. It just seems so weird that I'm sending a hobbit in to take on the biggest guys in the land. The orcs, they just have 1 armor. But where I'm sending Bilbo, there's no armor, right? I'm thinking I'm not committed to this, of course, until I actually, start drawing cards. So I am hidden, and so I can add a success for being hidden. I can also scout too, but I already scouted. I know for sure I have a success at the top of my deck, so I'm going to get a guarantee of 1 success. Here's my question. Should I be going after the Marauders instead? So I'm gonna let Bilbo say. We're not going to activate him yet. Let's do Gimli. Gimli has Sunder, which actually removes armor. So let's do him first. And here's the thing. Gimli can't move for free, so going up to those Marauders would cost him an action. And so that's where the Pathfinder ability, I think, would have come really in handy here. But so with Gimli, I think our best bet, well, the other thing is if he tries to move, they get to do a provoke action. So they're all going to get to attack him for trying to leave their space. So let's just have Gimli attack the ones that he's with. And as you can see, they all have armor anyway. So let's give it a go. Gimli's axe is pretty cool. It does Sunder and then 6 hits. So let's do, his might is 4. His skills, Fury. When you attack, you may spend any amount of fate to add an equal number of hits. Undying Might. Is that fate or was it inspiration? That's a good question. I bet it's inspiration. No, it's the fate symbol. Okay. When you test might, you may discard this to add 1 damage. Before a nearby hero tests, you may discard this skill for that hero to reveal 2 additional cards. And if they're a dwarf, you get scout. Okay, so why don't we just go ahead and attack? So we're going to attack. I get to draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is what I drew. So we have 1 success. Okay, I only need 3 successes because of this thing. But Fury here says you may spend any number of this to add an equal number of hits. So what does that mean? Does it mean I'm spending these? Or does it mean I'm spending those? That's what I can't figure out. And if I look in the rule book, fate, see that little, right there, you can see the Canadian leaf. It's filled in dark black and it says fate. And then it says each time you spend inspiration, it converts 1 to a success. Well, if you look at the Fury skill again, it's the same dark black symbol. So that dark black symbol is fate. That's these. So I think I could spend those to be extra hits. So, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my Undying Might, which means that when I tested might, I can add a success, right? So I have 2 successes now. I only need 1 more to do some damage. So I will spend an inspiration to convert one of those fate into a 3rd success. So that would be, these 2 are spent. Now I have 3 left over that I haven't spent any inspiration on, and I'm going to assume that my Fury allows me to make those 3 extra hits. So that's how I'm going to play this. And I think that's the right way to do it. So let's go and do some damage. So the first thing we're going to do is we get to Sunder and then do 2 hits. And then we're going to get to do 6 more. 1. Oh. Yeah, I think I have to apply that. Yeah, I'm going to apply it. Say no. And then let's attack him again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to get to add extra hits. Oh, I could have added those extra hits to the Sunder. So I'm going to hit the Sunder again, and I'm going to add 1, 2, 3 hits. And this is from the first thing that we did. So that Sunder's another armor. That's the whole reason I did that. And then we're going to go in and put in 6 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're done. So he actually killed all 3 orcs. It's pretty badass. Although he did spend a lot of skills to do this. Okay, so all the scouts are gone. He gets an inspiration. It says after you attack, you may place 1 card from the test on top of your deck. So these were the ones that were tested, and so obviously we're going to grab the successful one, put that on top of his deck, and we're done. Now here's what's crazy. If he were able to move for free, he could attack again, but he actually has another action. So what do we do with him with this other action? I honestly don't know. So I think, there's a temptation to move him up with those Marauders. But then what? I guess he can guard. That would be the thing to do. Oh, what to do. You know what? This is that chest that needs the high might. I'm going to move him here so he can deal with the 1 orc, and then he'll be ready to open that chest. I'm just going to leave it be. So next up is we're going to do Bilbo. And Bilbo's going to charge in. Oh, should he charge in by himself? If he's not near anybody, yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, you know what? He's hidden. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to move in. That's 1 action. Next action is let's attack. So we're going to draw 4 cards. He has the same dagger as Elena. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 are going to look like this. He has 2 successes and then 2 fate. So the 2 successes are awesome. He gets 3 hits and a pierce. He can spend... Now he has this self-sufficient skill that says if there are no heroes nearby, you may convert 2 fate to 1 success. And then it says after you test, discard to become hidden. So we could actually we can do this and then actually become hidden in the process. What's crazy is I'm already hidden, and if we spent our hidden, the hidden just adds another success, which we only can do 3 successes here. So you can't become hidden twice. So I'm trying to decide, do I really want to spend the skill? Because it's a pretty awesome skill that would let him become hidden after he tests. You know what he's going to do? He's just going to spend the 1 inspiration to get the 3rd success, and then we're going to call it. Because 3 successes is pretty darn good. That's what he needed to do. And we're going after... Oh, we had to declare who we were going after. So the 2 Marauders are the 1, and I'm going to go after the 1 because... You know what? I'm going to go after the 2. Okay, so he just did a pierce with 3 hits. like that. And then if I take off the pierce, hold on, how did that turn out? Oh, I see. Yeah, so we got to apply it. Say no. And go back. And now he's doing 2 hits. But see, those 2 hits he just did with the... You know what? I'm taking my inspiration back. There was no reason to get another inspiration. Look at that. I would have just... All I would have done was just damaged his armor. So there's no need to get that 3rd success. So I hope you don't mind. I wasn't thinking it all through. It didn't do anything to him. So we're just going to get out of this. And then let him do his counterattack. So it says if you are attacked before you test, prevent all damage and discard this boon. That's because he's hidden. So I can choose to just ignore this test. Or I can do 3 spirits. So I'm going to get rid of the hidden and just spend it. And basically I took no damage at all. It says ignore... Oh shit. It says ignore all damage. So I got to test my spirit. What was it? It was for 2 fear. Wasn't it 1 damage and 2 fear? So... So we got 1 success out of the deal. And then, so my hidden is gone to get rid of the damage. And then that mitigated 1 of the fear. And then this card here says when you test, if there are no nearby heroes, now we're going to use it. And then that converts these 2 into a success. So that gets rid of all the fear. So we took no damage. And then on top of it, that card let me get my hidden back. So I went back into hiding. So that was actually a pretty sweet combo. Bilbo is looking like he could be pretty fun. All right, so, and that's classic FFG right there. All right, Bilbo's done. The only one left is Aragorn, and he's going to go up and help Bilbo take these guys on. So I'm going to move up there with Aragorn. And Aragorn's going to do his attack. His attack is only 3 might. He has a sword. It's just like Legolas's bow. And his 3 that he drew was nothing but wild misses. Remember, we put these in the front because we wanted to do Time of Need, which converts all of them to successes. So we actually got 2 successes. Too bad this wasn't a success or a fate. So we were able to get 2 successes, which, as you can see, turns into 5 hits. All right, so 5 hits. Oh, I was supposed to declare who I was attacking. I'm going to attack the group of 2 since the one's already pretty... Oh no, that's the ruffians. It would be this one. Yeah, 1 was already damaged. So we did 5 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th one does nothing to the next guy. And I'm just looking. Yeah. All right, so one of the Marauders out of the 2 is gone. So we have basically 3 groups, 2 Orc Marauder groups, and then 1 Ruffian group that's left. And we spent all of our actions. So now let's see what they do. So this guy was exhausted, right? So let's see if he gets to actually go again during this phase, or if it's only going to be those 2. Okay, so it's saying that the Ruffian wants to move to and attack Elena or closest hero. So my understanding is that they want to attack Elena no matter what. So even though, well, let me make sure. So what would this be considered? This would be like enemy. This would be the something. Enemy activation. Okay, so it's explaining. Man, it's just really not wanting to focus, is it? So when an enemy's instructions include a move value and an attack a target, the target of the attack is also the target of the move. When it moves towards a target, each space counts. If multiple paths go, the party gets to choose. If an enemy group cannot get into range of the target of its attack, but it can get a range of a hero that is closest, the enemy chooses that hero instead. If multiple heroes are tied, we get to choose. And I need to tap my camera again for focus here. If an enemy group can either get into range, nope, after following additional. All right, so I think, so what I was looking for is he's in the space with Gimli. Could Gimli have attacked him? Like, you know, because he's going to try to leave the space Gimli's in. I don't think he does. He's just going over and attacking Elena. So I move him over, I hit attack. And here you can see he's going to do 2 damage, but the spirit check is going to negate that. She does have 4 spirit, so that part's good. I got spirit. Yes, we do. We got spirit. How about you? All right. So here's 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So she did get 2 successes, which cancels the 2 damage. So that was very well done on her part. She has a lot of successes in her deck. So there you can see she would have suffered a weakness that would have gotten shuffled into her deck if she would have taken damage, but she did not take any damage, so so she avoided that. And a weakness, just as a reminder, are these things. Those are those cards that just clog up your deck. So now it's saying that this guy wants to move 1 space to attack Elena or the closest hero. Well, it's not going to get to attack Elena because she's way more than 1 space away. So it'll attack the closest hero. And just as a reminder, it's those 2 that are way up there. So Bilbo and Aragorn are in the space. Now, Bilbo has hidden, so he can completely negate all the damage done to him. But it's just damage, it's not fear. Now, Aragorn has 1 damage already on him. He's well provisioned, doesn't help. He can discard a fear with his Gift of Men. Let's just have him attack. I mean, I'm tempted to say let him attack Bilbo because Bilbo has hidden and can cancel all the damage. I'll let him attack Bilbo. Oh, there's a lot of damage there. So Bilbo will get rid of the hidden, and you can see there that it says it prevent all damage and discard this boon. So all damage is prevented, but then there's this 1 fear. And he can negate that with a wisdom check. He has a wisdom of 2. So here's 2, and there's a success right there. So he negated it, and he drew his nasty weakness. Oh, those nasty hobbitses. Okay, so that's good. Done. All right, so then they're going to get 11 threat. And now we're in the rally phase. Okay, so rally, only Aragorn and Bilbo are going to get 3. Everybody else gets 2 for scouting. All right, so assessment so far. The battles are still boring. I'm not finding it very exciting to just draw cards and see if you hit. But I do have to confess, it has a lot of Gloomhaven feel to it. And I did enjoy Gloomhaven. I don't know why I'm not enjoying this. And when I say I'm not enjoying, I'm not saying I'm not enjoying the game. I'm having fun. It's just not, you know, I'm not enthusiastically like, wow, you know, kind of mode. I'm growing concerned that we're running out of time. Because if you look at that threat meter, it's already near 40. It gets to 64, bad things happen to us, and we have yet to find a single track. And I still have 3 enemies left on the board, blah, blah, blah. There's going to be a lot of fighting still. That's my other thought. Do I regret getting the game? No, I don't. I think this game has a lot of potential. I still want to see what happens when we get to the combat area. I mean, technically, these are like, if you've played Folklore of the Affliction, and I've not done a video of that one. This is like a skirmish. These things. These are like skirmishes where, you know, then there's actual real battles that occur. That's what this game feels like so far. The preparing your skills to use them is it's all neat. Anyways, I'm only getting so philosophical because I'm shuffling everybody's decks. Oh, and then I gotta check at the end of the turn. Did anybody want to do anything? My answer is no. Okay. Everybody's got their stuff. Let's start with Aragorn. He gets to draw 3 because of his ability. All right, so here's what we got. We do have a nice Strider card. It has a success. I think I would put that on top. This one's a agility success, and then of course a might success. So I'm gonna keep the might one. That's like the best card ever. And then this one will go on top and the other one will go on the bottom. And then we have Gimli, who's gonna draw 2. And before you interact with a person token, gain 1 inspiration or time of need. You know, these ones tend to be, you know, because they don't have any symbol at all, they tend to be, their whole purpose is to be prepared. So I'm going to prepare those. This one, of course, is going on the bottom of his deck, and we have no idea if he'll succeed in his next draw. Okay, now we get to Bilbo, and we have some pretty decent ones being, so obviously this one's going to the bottom. This one's going to, before you test, you may discard the skill to test wit instead and gain 1 inspiration. That's pretty cool. And then after you test, you get to hide. Also cool, but I like the success even more. This one, self-sufficient, when you test, this is the one we actually just had. So we got it back. And I do like that one. So, done. Elena gets 2. Oh my gosh, they're both. This one is a song, so maybe we want to equip this one. When you move into a space, you may discard this skill for you and 2 nearby heroes to each gain 1 inspiration. I will actually prepare that one, and then we'll put this one on top. And then Legolas. Light-footed. When you interact with a search or threat token, before you test, you may discard this skill to test agility instead and scout 1. And then you can sprint 1. Oh, that you get to do no matter what. And then if you sprint, you have to discard the card. You don't have to discard. Yeah, it says it right there, discard. So this is 2 different abilities. That has always confused me, by the way. I wish it would just have like bullets. Okay, when you test wisdom, you get to add 1. What do we want to do? I actually think I want to keep his successes in his deck. So I'm going to put that on top, and we'll just prepare the wisdom one, just for lack of a thing to do. All right, we're done. Everybody is finished with their scouting. Action phase. Okay, so it's time for us to be Action Jackson. And Elena's ability with her harp, actually Elena's harp, is going to give her a determination. And I'll go ahead and keep going, and then maybe once we get near the hour mark, I'll stop recording. All right, Elena is actually in a space with somebody, and She already has 2 damage. She has not been able to heal. Oh, during the rally phase, we would have spent one of these. Legolas would have spent one of them, and that actually heals one of Elena's damage because they're both in the same space. So bear with me while I shuffle. All right. So here's my question. Do I attack with Legolas or do I attack with Elena? I mean, it seems like a no-brainer. I should attack with Legolas, shouldn't I? Yes, I should. So I'm going to attack this guy with Legolas. He draws 4 cards, and they were an amazing 4 cards. Look at that, three hits. So 3 hits. On him, and that's his. Oh no, it wasn't 3 hits. It was 3 successes. The 3 successes is 7 hits, so it's complete overkill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Ruffian is good and dead, and he gets an inspiration or a nearby hero. So let's see. I'm going to give Elena an inspiration since she only had 1. All right, so he gets another action, and unfortunately, where he's at, you know what? He's going to give himself the inspiration. Here's why. He's spending it for the free sprint ability that he has. Once per round, he gets a sprint for free. So what he's going to do is he's going to sprint into here and reveal this final location, which will probably get him that. I'm going to proactively take it. So we're going to explore this, and sure enough, he gets the inspiration token. And then there's going to be a search token, flash of gold, and a jumble of scree. And then high in a tree on a platform crafted from old lumber. We could climb it and spot thieves. So there is a search token in his location. Obviously, because he did the sprint, the only thing he can do is interact with his current search location, so we will do that and try to climb. So he has to test agility, which is his best ability. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we do have 1 success out of all this. He drew his weakness. We got 1 success, and we have the opportunity for 2 more. I'll spend 2 inspiration, and we'll make it 3 successes. 1, 2, 3. He's in a tangle. He retreats slightly, looking for a better path. He does get 1 of the inspiration back, but it doesn't look like he succeeded. So, fair enough. He's done. He can't do anything. So we got Elena and Gimli, who really are able to explore or do whatever. Then we have combat up above. So let's just do Gimli first. I want to see what's in that chest. So Gimli's going to go. We're going to tap, and we're going to test might, and he needs 3 to pass. So Gimli draws 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's see what he gets. So we got 1 success and 3 fails, or 3 fates. Okay, so I'm looking at his skills. My apologies. He has nothing to help him. He does have 2 inspiration, so he can spend his 2 inspiration tokens. Those are the only 2 he had to make this 3 successes so we pass the test. So he will do that. And come back to this, and he passes. You hack away at the rusted lock with enthusiasm. After a while, the lock falls away in a shower of metal flakes, and you lift a lid to reveal the contents of the chest. An ornate amulet has been carefully preserved within. You judge it to be of dwarf make. Dwarf made, I guess is what it says. A sign of great accomplishments and deeds. You are surely not the first heroes to walk Middle-earth. We got 2 lore for that. Ooh. So we discard the search token. We didn't get any items? We just got lore? All right. Okay, well that's something. And then he gets to move. So we're gonna go ahead and move him 1, 2 to this search token here. No, we'll go to this search token there. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Okay, so now we still have Elena, and then we have the 2 up there. We might as well do Elena, and I'm going to just bring her all the way through to do this one. Okay, so we come down. Brushing away the gravel, you find a single gold coin. It is broad as your palm and scorched black along one side, making the pattern of its face illegible. We get 2 lore. Well, that was sweet. So we didn't even have to do anything. Okay, well, she's at least done with that. And then, yes, now we got to do our battles. So we got Bilbo against the banner guy or the other one. So let's just take a quick look. This guy's at full health, and the banner guy is at full health. And the banner guy is, in fact, he's terrifying, hardened, and huge. Look at this. I don't even know what those words mean. Terrifying, hardened, and huge. Let's look real quick. And would you believe it, terrifying is not even in the rules. I'm sure it's there, it's just not under the word terrifying. So what would it be? Attribute? I hate it when you have to guess what they're calling it. Enemy... I didn't realize we had a elite guy here. That guy looks pretty tough. I certainly hope that the app is taking That might explain why everybody has 2 armor. It could be because of him. He's like causing... Well, actually, you know what? Rather than being dumb, I bet I can click on them. Yeah, look, right there it is. When this group attacks, its fear is increased. Harden. You can only apply Pierce or Sunder to this group. Huge. Each enemy gains extra health. Okay, so that one is quite powerful. And then, I don't know... Yeah. So I think we want to take out the big guy, maybe? So Bilbo is going to go after the big guy. So we got 4 wit. Why would I do Bilbo first? I would do Aragorn first. No, because Bilbo has Pierce. That's why. So this is not good. I only have 1 success in this. And for the Pierce ability, I need 2. Obviously, I do have tokens. I can't do self-sufficient because I'm not by myself anymore. So I will spend 1 inspiration, make that 2 successes to do a pierce with 3 hits. I could do another success to get 2 more hits, but if you remember, his armor is so thick, 2 more hits would just bounce off his armor. So I can't do Pierce? What the hell? You cannot apply Pierce or Sunder to this group. Ah, I got it. Well then, if that's the case, I'm just, If I did 3 hits, I would only damage him for 1. So I would be attacking the other guy then, because I can pierce him. 1, 2, 3. Like that. Confirm. Yes, he can counterattack. And so we got to do a might check. Now Bilbo's might is crappy. He only has a 2. So we're going to draw 2, and of course we didn't get any successes. I can spend 1 to make it a success. And then his cloak. So he's going to spend 2 inspiration. He's going to spend everything he has to prevent both of those damage. We don't want Bilbo taking damage. So that's done. Now Bilbo can attack again, and so he will. We're going to do 4 wit. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see there was 1 success, so that's something. I'm just looking. There was nothing I could do there to make it 2 successes. So unfortunately, 1 success means he does 2 hits, but he's not going to pierce the armor. So that's what's going to suck. Yeah, if he does 2 hits, it's just going to remove the armor, and that's it. Now, the rules say you're still supposed to put it in case the enemy counterattacks. I don't think it will when it's grayed out, but I'm putting it in anyways because I'm not familiar enough with the app to say one way or the other. So now Aragorn gets to go. I think I do need to go after this boss with the banner. I know Bilbo has 1 almost dead. Bilbo, if he would have gotten another success, could have... If he was willing to take that 1 damage, I could have, done something. But, yeah. We're going to go with Aragorn here. And Aragorn only has 3 might. So we're going to draw 3 cards. That's his weakness. This is the weapons. Now, I did draw well. I drew 2 successes and then 1 of those blank 2s there. Okay? So the 2 successes is going to get us 5 hits with his bow. And then I need 1 more success for 2 hits, and I'm going to do that with an inspiration. I'm going to spend it. And yeah, I was just reading his skills. My apologies. So I know it's not efficient. I could kill the other guy, but since he's already exhausted, I don't think the other guy is going to activate. So we're going to go after this one. And I can't pierce or anything anyways, so I'm doing 2 hits plus 5 hits. I'm doing 7 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, that's a lot of damage to this guy. And he does get to attack back. So there, wisdom negates 3 damage and 1 fear. So his wisdom is 4. So his wisdom is very good. Let's draw 4 cards, and they're not looking good. We got his weakness, and you can see here we got 1 success. So we negated 1. I will spend another inspiration to negate a 2nd. So we get to pick what to negate. Now, one thing I want to point out is during your turn, you may discard this skill to discard 1 fear. That's the gift of men. So, these rules leave me a lot of questions. So do I have to take the fear and do what the card says, right? I have to take the fear face up, do what the card says, and then I can use Gift of Men to get rid of it? Or can I use Gift of Men to negate it? It says discard the skill to discard 1 fear. So I'm going to assume I have to take the fear first. So I got to block 2 of something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1 damage and 1 fear. So my 1 damage is just flipped it face down, and then my 1 fear is flip it face down, and then I'm going to play Gift of Men. During your turn, you may discard this to discard 1 fear. So I'm going to go ahead and discard it, and then the fear is going to go away. And of course, I have to shuffle my fear deck, and I made a mess off camera. All right, so Aragorn is now sitting on 2 damage. Out of 5. So a little bit of panic mode. Oh, it wasn't a face down damage because his cloak only blocks face down damage. So, oh, and his fear limit is increased by 1, so that's even crazier. Is he can handle a lot more fear than damage. Okay, fear deck is shuffled. Now Aragorn gets to go again, and that's what he's going to do. We're going to draw 1, 2, 3, and here's what we got. We have 1 success and 2. He has 1 inspiration, but we're going to spend this. This is Undying Might that automatically gives him a success. So that gives him 2 successes. So that means the sword will do 5 hits, right? So we're going to come here, and let's figure out if 5 hits is enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Aragorn killed his guy. So the guy with the banner, Bruce Banner, is now dead. All right, so me or a nearby hero gains 1 inspiration. Bilbo has 0. So I'm going to give him... I was going to give him 1. I'm going to give it to Aragorn. Nope, I'm giving it to Bilbo. I'll change my mind 30 more times. All right, so that brings us to the end. Off we go. Shadow phase, peanut butter shadow time. Threat increases by 10. We just went right past the 40 marker. Oh my gosh. As the last sliver of setting sun dips in a long hungry howl sweeps across the valley, each hero suffers 3 face down fear, and then spirit negates. Oh, okay. Aragorn only has 2 cards he can draw because his spirit is only 2, and he drew 2 blank. So he can take 3 face down fear as a result. I'm just looking to see if I can negate anything, and I really can't. So he's taking 3 face down fear. 1, 2, 3. That's not good. Okay, so next is Gimli. His spirit is 4. He is drawing semi-okay. So he drew 2 successes, and then that's his weakness. So he got 2 successes. He cancels 2 of them, and he does not have an inspiration to cancel the 3rd. So yes, he will take 1 face down fear. And then we get to Bilbo, whose spirit is 3. So I only had 2 cards to draw, so now I got to shuffle his deck. All right, here's his 3. His weakness, of course, was on the bottom, and he got 1 success. He does have that 1 inspiration, so he can handle 7 fear. So he'll take 2 fear. No worries, Bilbo can handle it. It's the damage that he can't handle very well. All right, so now we're to Elena. She does have a full deck somehow. That's because she didn't test anything. So her spirit is 4. And she drew 2 successes. Does she want to spend her inspiration? She will, and here's why. Because if she has 0 inspiration, she automatically gets 1 for free at the start of the turn, and this is her last inspiration. So she takes no fear. And then lastly, Legolas only has 2. And you can see there that that's nothing. He's going to take 3 fear. He can handle 6. I guess he's taking 3 fear. 1, 2, 3. All up there. Okay, so that brings us to that. I think we're going to be scouting soon. Nope. 3 goblin scouts. Ay, ay, ay. I think it's the guys with the bows and arrows here. No, the goblin scouts are... Oh no, they have a banner? 1, 2, 3. And where were they? They were here. And apparently they have a banner. I'm just going to reuse this banner. I don't want to keep finding banners. Okay, so then everybody's resetting their deck and scouting 2. Bilbo and Aragorn, of course, are scouting 3. So I'm at the hour mark, so I'm going to go ahead and at least get everything shuffled, and then I'll bring you back and show you the scouting. I know we've got some damaged people, but I think we need to get this mission wrapped up and not worry about the damage so much. We'll see. Okay, so thanks for watching. Stay awesome.